to coach. You want to control it, but coaching is not controlling it, it's guiding it.
Steve Kerr wasn't comparing the two, but coaching in the NBA and Europe, two completely different things. In Europe, there is more controlling.
You asked me what to play, huh? So all the life, you wait for me! Okay, all the life, and all of you!
While in the NBA, almost everything is about guiding.
Get tougher, penetrate hard, good passes, shoot with confidence.
Maybe that's why a European coach on an NBA bench is a rare sight. Actually, that number was 0 until this summer when the Raptors signed Serbian Darko Rajakovic. Let's see who else might have a chance soon as we look into 3 well-known European coaches and 2 surprising picks in the end. And also, there is an interesting trend of how the new coaches get picked lately, so stay tuned for that as well. You might be thinking, aren't Igor Kokoshkov and David Blatt also from Europe and have coached in the NBA? Yes, they had brief stints managing the Suns and the Cavaliers respectively, but they also A, do have an American citizenship, and B, have spent a majority of life living or coaching in the United States. This video is about those who have made their careers mainly in European basketball and could have a possibility to transition to the NBA. The obvious first name on this list can't be any other than Sergio Scariolo. He checks all the necessary boxes for the NBA franchise. He was an assistant coach in Toronto under Nick Nurse. There is no denying that to understand the NBA world and how everything operates, you need to witness it from the inside. In an interview for my colleague Donatas Urbonas, Scariolo acknowledged that himself.
I think what you will bring from the NBA.
I'll learn a lot from the basketball point of view, from the organizational point of view, from the relationship point of view, any point of view. The NBA is really the best.
He also possesses a polished international resume while coaching the national team of Spain since 2009 and winning 8 medals. The manager is recognized for his intriguing defensive solutions that won the Raptors and Spain championship titles, while also showing great communication skills. The famous box and 1 against Stephen Curry in the NBA Finals might have been his idea as well. The same defense served him numerous times in his career, with Scariolo not being scared to throw it late in games with things not going great. Some NBA coaches get fired for not making enough adjustments in the playoffs, but Scariolo is quite the opposite. Italian mixed in box and 1 in Eurobasket 2022 more than once, most famously against Lithuania and Germany in the closing minutes of the 4th quarter, turning deficits into clutch wins. He isn't afraid to implement new unseen intelligent stuff, such as this cut to punish the defender jumping to the ball in a set play for a shooter. And talking about those, Scariolo has demonstrated his creativity time and time again. Just look at this amazing set play for Marco Bellinelli, ex-San Antonio Spur, who Scariolo is now coaching at Virtus Bologna. Overall, I believe that the combination of his experience, international success, great communication skills, and attention to detail could land him an NBA job very soon. A second name that might have a future in the NBA, Lithuanian Sarunas Jasikevicius, the most decorated player on this list. As of now, the 4-time EuroLeague champion has seen the NBA only as a player, but the Grizzlies and the Raptors have interviewed him for coaching positions in recent years. If Saras is serious about the NBA goal, it might be a good opportunity for him to deep dive into the coaching environment there right now, as he couldn't find an agreement with Barcelona to continue. Jasikevicius, to no one's surprise, rose the coaching ladder quickly after finishing his playing career. Everybody remembers him orchestrating the team's offense when he was still a player. 47 years old, Lithuanian has been a head coach for the last 7 years and is already in the category of the brightest basketball minds in Europe who take full control of the franchise they're in. Starting with a low-budget team Žalgiris Kaunas, he proved his greatness at scouting and developing young talents, with the recent OKC signing Vassilis Spanoulis improving vastly under the Lithuanian coach. Combining that with his genius X&O skills and careful game planning allowed Žalgiris to become the 3rd best team in Europe with the 3rd lowest amount spent on salaries that year. The biggest adjustment that he would have to make in the NBA? Coaching style. I'm pretty sure most of you have seen him shouting at his players even after they make a shot.
Malaknis with the dagger, counted from the corner. Arturas Malaknis drives a 3-point stake through the...
If the decision was bad itself or you made a defensive error before, he will let you know it. The NBA has gone away from that years ago, and I'm not sure this type of communication would cut it for the biggest NBA stars that hold all the power in their hands. Maybe he's suited better for a young rebuilding team? However, the overall sense around Jasikevicius is super positive, so don't be surprised if he makes it to the league as a head coach. Before we look into another famous European coach and the trends surrounding the head coaching hirings lately, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for a chance to win a Nikola Jokic jersey. One random person will get lucky, so don't be late. Most of you probably thought Željko Obradović is coming up next, right? Serbian legend and the GOAT of European coaches scene have repeatedly mentioned he's not interested in that, mainly for a couple of reasons. Željko himself reckons he's better suited for a more detailed and team-oriented European game because of the smaller court and the difference of rules. Secondly, he is already 63 years old, and with no NBA coaching experience under his belt yet, it's probably safe to say it's a little bit too late to happen. Another legendary European coach, Ettore Messina, is also 63, and even though he's had an incredible NBA experience alongside Greg Popovich at the Spurs, he seems settled pretty comfortably back in his native Italy. Messina is simultaneously the head coach and the president of basketball operations for Olimpia Milano, one of the strongest teams in the EuroLeague. But there is a slightly younger version of Željko in Europe, Dimitris Itoudis. The current Fenerbahce and the Greek national team coach is 52 and has learned from the great basketball mind himself in their time together at PAO. Known for his perfect game plans designed according to the opponent's weak spots, Itoudis likes to have strong control over the players. He's between the most emotional coaches we have in Europe, but he's also a great X's and O's guy, especially known for his sneaky after timeout plays. Just listen to him giving clear instructions and then the perfect execution.
We're gonna give Nick the right hand means decoy, decoy, clear, 2 or 3 now, means back door. Oh, what a pass from Galantis to backdoor cut from Goodyear.
If he wants to have a chance, he needs to get that NBA exposure ASAP, even though his resume is already filled with line, "I coached Giannis." In the Eurobasket of 2022, Greece didn't bring home medals as they lost to the host Germany in the quarterfinals. Despite that, Itoudis had the mechanism around Giannis set up as well as anyone before. Germans simply hit 17 threes in a single elimination game to beat Greece, but the Itoudis and Giannis duo looks promising before the next big tournament. Overall, the specialist seems suited perfectly for the European game, but who knows, maybe one day. The sleeper picks? First of two, Turkish specialist Erdem Can. Here we also find a connection to Željko, as Can worked as his assistant at Fenerbahce, and he credits Obradović for the connections that opened many paths.
İsim yine Željko. Željko Obradović bunu öne yak oldu çünkü.
The young specialist is getting on the biggest European stage at the moment, signing with the EuroLeague powerhouse Anadolu Efes, which will be a daunting task for him trying to replace Ergin Ataman and his success at the club. But if that goes well, his CV could look appealing to NBA teams. Young, accomplished, and already has a year of NBA experience under his belt in Utah as an assistant for one of the most respected NBA coaches, Quinn Snyder. He is a modern coach with a huge variety of different plays, stating that adapting to the player's strengths is a must-have for any coach. Turkish specialist also wants his teams to be associated with toughness, and knowing how sometimes this is exactly what NBA teams lack, Can's priorities might sound appealing for an NBA front offices in the future. My last pick is a long shot because he's just started his head coaching career, but I think the Greek legend Vassilis Spanoulis might have a chance in the future. Why? The trend I mentioned in the beginning is clear. You have to have played in the NBA to become a head coach now. Playing experience gives you relatability and respect between players, and front offices believe it's sometimes more important than X's and O's. After all, you can have a strong group of assistant coaches that can be responsible for that. Since the beginning of the 2021 offseason, 11 of 17 newly hired head coaches have played in the NBA. A couple of more come from ex-NBA players' families. From coaches in this video, only Jasikevicius and Spanoulis, even though briefly, have done that. it. Plus, Vassilis is a legend internationally. His rookie year as a coach was a promising one, as his players are sharing love for his plays on Twitter, and Steph Curry commented under one of them on Instagram. The road is long, but Spanoulis has all the tools for a bright future, an amazing player career to show, a basketball geek attitude, and an eagerness to learn. It's like being 7 feet tall with an even bigger wingspan to start your playing career. The upside is there, it's up for Spanoulis to reach it. That's it, folks. I'm curious to hear your opinions. What prevents NBA front offices from hiring European head coaches? Who will get the next chance? Leave a comment down below. I'll try to respond to all of you. Like the video, and don't forget to check out our BN Plus platform right here for more additional content. See you in the next one.